Hello Bama fans! Big news for Bama? Certainly, when it comes to recruitment, this is very good. Even more so when the guy praises Bama, that's a big chance. Before the news, subscribe to the channel to receive more news. Let's go! The promise weighs on Jackson Cantwell. The offensive giant from Missouri's Nixa High School with advanced technical skills is quickly becoming the target of an intense national big school contest. Cantwell further stirred speculation by revealing his list of favorite schools, with the Alabama Crimson Tide featuring prominently among college football's giants. Cantwell, who is already considered one of the best offensive tackles in the country for the class of 2026, finds himself on the cusp of becoming a consensus five-star recruit. His skills on the field are complemented by a physique that borders on the ideal prototype for a critical role on the offensive line, combining a dominant wingspan with surprising agility that makes him an almost impenetrable wall. The fight for Cantwell's commitment is fierce, with elite programs like Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Oregon also in the running. However, Alabama, under the guidance of its new offensive line coach, the respected Coach Cap, and the head of the program, Coach DeBoer, managed to impress the young athlete not only with on-field strategies, but with a visible commitment to development of its players. Look, but I think Bama will have an advantage, look at that. During a recent interview, Cantwell praised Alabama for its player-centric approach. I think Coach Cap will be a very good offensive line coach, and I think Coach DeBoer is a proven winner who can do this at any level, he said, also highlighting DeBoer's personality. Seems like a good guy as well and have the best interests in mind for his players. This mutual trust between player and program is a testament to Alabama's ongoing work to cultivate an environment that not only attracts exceptional talent, but nurtures them to the full realization of their potential. The Crimson Tide, known for turning high school prospects into NFL stars, appear to be on track to add Cantwell to their already impressive roster of offensive linemen who dominate at both the collegiate and professional levels. This is really good. At the end of the video, I want to see your opinion. Jalen Milroe responds to Nick Saban picking against Alabama this season. Jalen Milroe, the talented Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback, finds himself at the epicenter of a significant transition. Leaving behind the legendary Nick Saban era, Milroe is now under former Washington Huskies coach Kalen DeBoer, facing a season filled with expectations and strategic changes. In 2023, Milroe recorded the best performance of his career, throwing for an impressive 2,834 yards and accumulating a total of 35 touchdowns, marking his rise as one of the top quarterbacks in the country. However, Nick Saban's recent decision, which surprised everyone by not placing Alabama as his favorite to win the SEC championship in 2024, preferring the Texas Longhorns and Georgia Bulldogs, has added an extra layer of intrigue to the season's narrative. During SEC Media Days on Wednesday, Milroe was asked about the Saban pick. With a focused and evasive stance, he chose not to delve directly into the controversy, directing the conversation to the team's preparation during the offseason. I think the most important thing is to really attack the offseason, Milroe explained, outlining the four critical phases the team emphasizes: the fourth quarter program, spring ball, and 2 intense summer training periods. Under Saban's final command last season, Alabama not only reached the SEC championship but also advanced to the playoffs, eventually falling to the Michigan Wolverines, who went on to win the national title. This legacy of success creates both a shadow and a springboard for DeBoer, who is well regarded for his ability to develop talent at quarterback, as demonstrated with Michael Penix Jr. in Washington. Alabama fans, accustomed to excellence and winning under Saban's leadership, are now eagerly anticipating how Milroe will adapt and thrive under new ownership. As I've said in other videos, I trust the work of Coach DeBoer and Milroe. Still talking about Nick Saban's retirement, it's something that has a lot to talk about. In an intriguing revelation made during SEC Media Days in Dallas, an Alabama insider indicated that the dynamic between Jeremy Pruitt and the Tennessee Vols played a significant role in Saban's decision. Saban, who led Alabama to 6 national championships over a 17-year span, announced his retirement in January, ending a golden era for the Tide. The surprise came when Drew Diermond of 97.7 ESPN Zona, discussing with Dave Hooker of Off the Hook Sports, pointed to Saban's failed attempt to rein corporate Jeremy Pruitt into the team as a crucial factor behind his withdrawal. Pruitt, who had been fired from Tennessee in early 2021 due to an NCAA recruiting scandal, was barred from returning to the college level, working instead at Plainview High School in Alabama. Diermond elaborated that Saban's inability to bring back Pruitt, one of his most competent defensive coordinators alongside Kirby Smart, factored into his decision. Saban spent a lot of time the year before trying to get Pruitt back because they thought he was going to be potentially exonerated. Maybe through his lawyer they could reach an agreement with the NCAA and he would be back at Alabama. But that didn't happen, Diermond explained. With Pruitt out of the equation, Kevin Steele was brought in as a stopgap solution despite his vast experience throughout the SEC. However, the dynamic was not the same, and Diermond suggested that if Pruitt had been cleared and returned, Saban may well have remained at the helm of the show. They, Saban and Pruitt, had a very good relationship, a very close relationship. I still believe if he could have brought Pruitt in and not had to take on such a heavy defensive load, I still think there is a chance he would stay. Saban's decision to retire not only marked the end of an era, but also highlighted the complexity of the relationships and regulations that shape college football. Pruitt, who knew Saban's defensive system inside out, would have been a valuable asset for an Alabama that was still competing at the highest level despite not being as dominant as in previous years. As Saban leaves the scene, the legacy of his leadership and the influence of his strategic decisions will continue to be felt. The SEC, and especially Tennessee, may have breathed a sigh of relief with Pruitt's exit from the equation, but the episode underscores the ongoing interdependence and power struggles that define American college football. This American football is sometimes unpredictable, don't you think? Comment your opinion.